You gotta get them to try us.
Alright folks, let's stick to our norms and get started. Is Alan here? Right on time, sir. Okay, good. Last February, the Ministry of Education released a memo on the new research around bullying prevention and intervention. The board has amended its policy and expects that we align our policy here at Miller School with theirs. Right. Up on the smart board, you'll see the board's vision statement, for which we will establish, our protocol around. Okay, so it's all district schools will be free of bullying. Okay, and that's District School Board Ontario Northeast. It's a lofty goal, but we're going to be a part of this vision and help it make it come true. And that's our intention here today. We're going to collaboratively establish some actions which we can implement here at Miller School to help promote that vision. In front of you, you have a document that Patricia and the SIP team, as well as myself, compiled, which displays the results of our climate surveys for the last 3 years. Okay, so that's the information you see on graph A. Okay. On graph B is the representation of the bullying reports I've received from staff over the last 3 years. Okay, so we're going to take a look at both graph A and graph B. And I want you in your groups to look at these graphs, as well as the perceptual feedback, which is on the reverse side. And I want you to discuss what this data means about our school. Okay, and I'll give you 5 minutes on the clock. Alright, what does this data mean about our school? Beth?
It means we're failing to provide our students with a safe learning environment.
Alright, there does appear to be some areas where we need to improve. And I'll come back to that thought in a moment, Beth. Anyone else? There seems to be a lot of physical and social bullying going on. Okay, excellent point. To Bev, Bill, and the rest of us, there is a need to change some of our practices, and there are specific areas we need to target. I want you to take a look again at graph A, okay, which is the student perception of bullying here at Miller. And then take a look at graph B, which is the staff perception. There's something going on here. Why do you think there is such a disparity between the results in graph A and the results in graph B? Jen?
Maybe the outline of bullying is not clear enough for staff and students.
Possibly. What do others think? Well, I've often wondered if the things students are telling me are incidents of bullying or simply a way to get others in trouble. Well, I'm not exactly clear on the definition of bullying. Alright, this is great. We're clarifying some things. And on the smart board, you'll see some definitions of the various types of bullying, as well as some of the examples that go with each. Okay, I've sent this to you via email, but I want you to take a moment, just take a look at the definitions, as well as the examples, especially around the physical and the social bullying, because those are the areas of need as identified from the surveys. Okay. Next, there's the Ministry of Education's definition of bullying. Okay, I just want you to take a moment to read it. Okay. Okay. Does it clarify questions? Okay. Good. We're going to use this as well as our school vision, which is on the next slide here, to help us establish some practices here at Miller Public School. So here's our vision, and again, the SIP team, Patricia and I came up with this as a starting point to build. I'll build off of and improve the environment here around bullying. So the Miller's vision statement for bullying prevention and intervention, we would like, ideally, we want a school, environment, or culture which does not tolerate bullying of any kind. Okay, so that you can envision that as the overall umbrella for which we are going to establish smaller practices, okay, to reach that goal. Okay, great. We've established the vision, clarified the definition. Now we need to put these into some action. We need to establish some activities, some events, or actions here to help support students absorb and internalize our vision and definition around bullying. Let's take a strengths-based approach here. In your groups, I want you to list the examples of things that we could do, that we do well here at Miller Public School. On your paper, you'll see a variety of headings. Okay, I want you to come up with at least one idea for each. Okay? Lots of things we do well here. I want you to come up with at least one under each heading and be ready to share. I'm going to give you 10 minutes on the clock. Okay, folks, what are the strengths that we've come up with? Okay, excellent. I'll integrate the bullying prevention intervention. I'll integrate that into our school newsletters as well as our morning announcements. I could do that on part of the administration. But I want you to take a look at specifically the academic and social examples. Which three do you think that we do better than any of the other examples that we've come up with? Alright, great. And now we have our focus. Right? Again, in your groups, I want you to brainstorm ways we can integrate bullying prevention and intervention, content as well as strategies, into these areas of strength. Right? For instance, we might want to integrate bullying information into read alouds. Okay? Texts we share with students at read aloud time that focus on bullying, maybe prevention strategies, intervention, or examples of how, real life ways of solving it. Okay? Again, I'll give you some time. I'll give you 10 minutes to come up with at least, come up with some ways that we can integrate bullying intervention and prevention into the academic and social ideas that you've come up with. Perfect. What did we come up with? Okay, nicely done, folks. For our next PLC, I want you to think of the ways, I want you to think of your classroom and the things that are working really well for you in your classroom. Okay. Then, I want you to come up with at least one way you can integrate bullying intervention and prevention, content or strategies into your programming. Okay, for next time, and I want you to be ready to share. Okay? All right. Thanks, everyone.